Welcome in the part 2 code. Today we are going to cover the topic, episode number 4. Topic is the basic of the SOQL and the best practice. And let me talk about myself. My name is Amit Chaudhary. I'm a Salesforce MVP and the founder of the Salesforce FXR. And you can follow me at Amit_SFDC on the Twitter. So let's talk about the agenda, what we are going to cover today. So we will cover like what is the SOQL, when I should use the SOQL, and we will also cover the basic stuff of SOQL if you don't have any background about it, like what is the select, where, and what is the aggregation function, and when I should group by, having, order by, and limits. And we will also cover the workbench, like we cover the developer console in the our previous session, and in this I will show you like how we can use the workbench to make the query. If you are totally new, you don't know how to create the query, workbench is the really good tool. With the help of that, you can create your query, and that's what you can use your code. And then we will move to the relationship query, and then we will see how we can use the SOQL in the Apex class and what all consideration we should take there, and the best practice and the SOQL. So let's start with the very first slide, like some housekeeping rule. So mute yourself, keep posting your question and answer on the chat, and in the last 15 minutes we will try to answer your questions. And if you have any question, feel free to post on the chat. I hope Jitendra is here and he will be try to answer there, but if something is there, we will discuss in the last 15 minutes. So what is SOQL? So SOQL means Salesforce object query language, which is used to query the record from the database based on our requirement. So we know like we have all the data into the Salesforce in the different object. Like suppose let me open any record in account. And I know like we have a couple of record here, and I want to see all this record and want to do some manipulation and want to fetch this data in and want to do play with so for that particular kind of thing we required a SOQL. So let's see what all things we can do here. So there is a building block for the SOQL. So that is one: select, from, where, group by, having, order by, and limits. So let's see how what is the use of everything. So let's say select. So select is very basic thing, what column you want to see. So column means like what all field you want to see. So you just need to pass the select and need to specify the name of the column. And then we have the another clause that is called from. In that you can specify from which table or from which object you want to retrieve the data. And if you want to apply any restriction for that, you can simply use the where clause. Okay, so let's see how to do that. So I'm already logged into my developer org, and I'm just typing like I'm just trying to build the query from the workbench. Then I will show you the same thing into the developer console as well. So just type the developer workbench.developerforce.com and select the environment where you want to log in. So this is my developer org, so I'm just selecting the production and click on the agreement and click on the login. So now what I want to do here, I want to create a SOQL query. So if you don't have any background about SOQL, or you don't know the select query and something, so this is the best tool for you to create any query. But if you already have a background, then you can directly go to the developer console, open this one, and you can write your query into the query sections. So you can go to the query editor, write your query, and you can see your result here. But from here, you need to type each and everything here. But just in case you don't know like how to write, so this is the best place. Workbench is the best place for you. So let's see. I want to see I want to see like any 10 record from my account object. Then what you need to do, on which object you want to do. Here is a drop down. Select the object, whatever you want to use. So I just want to see the data from the account object. So let's select the account object. Now, which all column? It means which all field you want to see. I want to see the name. I want to see the account site. I want to see the phone number. And what all column I want to select. I can simply select from here. So simply select the field, press the control key, and then you will able to select the another field. So let's see country, city, and state, and I want to see the industry and the name of the account. So now you can see I just selected field from here. Automatically the Workbench is building a query for you. So you can see it's already created his select clause. In that he already added like couple of fields, whatever you want to access and from where you want to access. So after that it automatically selecting the name of the object. Now if you want to execute this query, simply click on the query. So now you can see data is here. So you can see all the data here in the tabular form. But if you are already aware about how to write the query, what is the field name, what is the field API name, you can directly copy this query, go to the developer form, developer console and execute the query directly from there. Yeah, I will show you how to do that in the developer console as well, but let's understand the basic concept of SOQL from here. So now you can see I'm able to see the data, but just in case it is showing all the data whatever I have in my organization. But if I want to see only a specific record, I just want to see which old account I have, which billing state is the California. So I don't want to see all the record, I just only want to see the California record. So what I can do, if you want to add a filter directly, you can add a where clause here. But first of all I will show you how you can use Workbench here. So in the filter, go to the filter, select the billing state from here. Now what you want to do, you want to show all the record which is equal to California, not equal to, and we have a couple of operator. So we will discuss everything in the detail in the upcoming slides. So let's see, I added California. So it says select active billing city, country, billing state, industry, name from account, where billing state equal to California. So let's click on the execute button. Now if you see, it will be show only California record to me. So now you can see only 2 record I'm able to see here. So I hope now you are clear with that, what is the use of the select and what is the use of the from and what is the use of the where clause. So after the select, you need to specify which all column you want to see and what all field you want to see. And if after the from, you need to specify from which object or from which table you want to bring the data. And then we have a where. In the where you can specify if you want to filter some record based on the conditions. You don't want to see all the record, but you want to see a couple of record. So based on the where condition, you can do that. So if you see, there are a couple of operators are here. So we will discuss that in detail. So let's move to the PPT. So I hope like select and from is clear now. Now go back to the basic of, go back to the PPT. And here we are talking about the operators. So we have a 2 types of operator. One is the comparison operator, another one is the logical operator. So comparison operator means if you want to compare something like, okay, billing city equal to California, salary should be greater than 10,000, or name should contain XYZ, whatever you want to search. So based on the comparison you want to do, we can use the comparison operator. So as per the symbol itself, you can say equal means equal, this is not equal, less than equal to, greater than, and like is the interesting thing here. So I will show you the demo for the like as well, how to use the like. So like is something, if you know few word about like what I'm looking for, but you don't have a full idea about it, in that particular scenario, like is really helpful for you. And in suppose if you have a list of thing like you want to see, like currently I see like I just want to see this billing state only for California, but here I want to see for California, Georgia, and other state as well. So in that I can specify the list in operator and specify the list of thing which all value I want to see. Not means if you are apart from that you want to look in for, then you can use the not, and we also have the included and excluded. So included and excluded is basically used for multi-select pick list. So I will show you how to use that. and we have the logical operator. So let's try to check this operator first, then we will talk about the logical operator in detail. So let's move to the query. So it's talking about in. So I hope the equal, does not equal, less than, this is a straightforward. And let's talk about start with, and contains, and in and nots. So if you see start with, and contains, so this is like, say, this tool is using start with and end with, automatically the like operator here. So I will show you the query from here as well. So let's see which all state I have in my table. So you can see I have California, UK, and Singapore, or New York. So let's bring the record from the California and New York. So I just want to see only those records. So simply you can select the in operator from here, specify the list. Okay, I want to see the California, I want to see New York, NC, sorry, and TX. If you see, it is automatically building a query for you. But here, this is a text, so make sure this should be in single quote. So if you see this query, it's saying, I want to see this all column from the account table where billing state equal to this. So if you see, I have 13 record, but now if I'm executing this for only for 3 states, then I should, it should give me the 1, 2, and 3, and 4 records. So let's see how many record will become here. So if you see here, it is giving me the 4 record. So it is only giving me list from record from this list. But what about, I want to see all the record apart from this. So simply I can use not in. So what I can use, not in. So you can use the not in. So you can see automatically it is building the query for you. And this is the advantage of using the workbench. If you don't know which operator I need to use, so and what is the use of this and that, so they are using very much like general English. So you can just say, drag and drop from here, and automatically it will be build a query for you. And click on this, and now it will bring all the state which is not belong to this particular list. So this is the use of in operator. And now go back to the PPT. There was other operator as well. Let me see. There is someone added question and answer. Okay, we will answer this particular answer in the last, like which all tool we have. So let's cover this all operator first. So we are good with the not in. Let's see the like. Let's see the record. Suppose I have couple of record in the contact object. Now I want to see all the record where the name will be start with the J, and I don't know the remaining character of the name of first name, like, or you can see like we have a Tim or Tom. So I know the very first letter of the name, whatever I'm looking for, is start with a T, and the last letter is end with the M, but I don't know the what is the second letter. So in that kind of situation, I can use the like operator. So I can say start with T. So if you see, it will start, it say like, okay, let me select the different object here. So let me select the contact, because we were talking about the contact in that example. So select the contact object here, and I hope this is the first. Yep. So I selected the contact object from here. Let's select the first name, home, and the last name. Okay, so this all field I want to see from the contact object. Now question is that I want to see based on the first name. So simply you can go to the filter here and select the first name. Now my criteria is that name should start with the T. Now, if you see, I just added a T, it's already added the this particular percentage sign. So in the like query, we have two particular things. So let me tell you, we have percentage sign and underscore. So we will talk about this in detail. What is the use of percentage and what is the use of underscore? So let's take example. Percentage means it's denote to the zero and many character. So I know very first letter should be T, but after that I don't know how many character I have. It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 0, or it can be 10. It can be anything. So I know very first character should be T, and after that it can be anything. So I can use the percentage sign. But let's execute this one first. Okay, I'm able to get this record. So it is saying, okay, these two records are start with the T, and I can see those record. But if I want to say, I know very first character is T, but I don't know the second character, but last character is M. In that particular scenario, I can use the underscore. So underscore means like there should be only one character. It's mean I know the name is the 3 letters. There is a 3 letter. First one is T, last one is M, but I don't know the second one. So in that particular scenario, I can use the underscore uh, symbol here. So if you query this one, it will bring only these two record. So let's take another example as well here. So which will be give me the more record. So let's see, which all start with the A. So if I want to see which all start with the A, you can simply say A and percentage and query. So it will give the list of all all contact which names start with the A. Now you can see that I know this all are there, but now I know it will be start with the A, but it should end with the Y. I know the last character, but I don't know how many character are in between. In that particular scenario, I can use Y in the last, but I cannot use the underscore here because there can be, like if you see here, 2 characters are there, here 4 characters are here. So in that kind of scenario, I can use the percentage sign. Okay, I got the result. But I am sure my name is 4 character, but I'm not sure it's a 4 character word. First one is first one start with the A and the last character is Y, but I know it's a 4 character. So I can use 2 underscore. So I just added 2 underscore. It means it should be 4 it should be 4 character. First one should be start with the A and last one should be the Y, and there can be any 2 letter. So let's execute this one. So if you see this result, so which one should become very first one? Because if you see here, there are 1 2 3 4 characters are there, but I just say specify directly I need a 4 character name. So let's execute this one. So now if you see, it is giving me only one contact record which having a 4 letter in the first name. So that is the use of underscore and percentage. So if you know numbers of character, then you can use the underscore here. If you don't know how many characters are there, simply use the percentage sign. So it's just like you can query like this. So based on that, whatever query you are passing, it will be give you the result here. I hope like we are clear with the like operator here, and whatever operator we discuss here, we are clear with all of them. So let's move to the next slide. Okay, so we cover the in operator, we cover the like one. So very interesting thing is the date literals. We know like we have like suppose I want to see all the opportunity record which close date is yesterday and close date is tomorrow. So we have lots of query date literals in the Salesforce. For that, you don't need to specify the today date, yesterday date, or last 60 days. You don't need to specify for the dates. We have the date literals, which is provided by the Salesforce. Just simply search the date literals in Salesforce. And you can simply Google it. It will give you list of all the literals which is provided by the Salesforce. So what that mean? So I know how to compare with the string, how to compare with the number. We have a couple of operator here, but what about the date? So for that, we can use this thing. So if you want to see the record related to the yesterday, you can directly type the yesterday. You don't need to create it customized date in the Salesforce format, or you can simply use today, tomorrow, last week, this week, next week. And this is really very good document provided by the Salesforce. So you can see it is specify like what is the literal, and also giving the example of this. So you can simply copy any example from here and execute. But let's see how to do it here. So let me open the opportunity record. So this is my opportunity record. So let's see which all record I have. So this is a record which is going this which close date is today. So I want to see which all opportunity are closing today. So for that, what I can do, simply go here, select the opportunity object, then select the field, whatever you want to see. I want to see close date, amount, and name. So it's created a query for me. And now I want to add a filter. Close date should be today. So just type like this and click on the query. So it will be give you opportunity record where the close date equal to today. But there might be some record where close date is tomorrow and it is yesterday. So accordingly, we can use any date literals, whatever you want to see. If you want to see in the last week, you can simply type last week. It will give you all the opportunity record where the close date equal to last week. So you can just execute like that. If you have any record, it will give you, but if there's no record, you will get the blank records. So let me update any record here. I just updated one record. Let's execute. Okay, let's close date should be less than equal to, right? So you can see which all recorded with a less than last week, it is giving me a result. But if you want to specify the range, you can specify the range from here, like get a date greater than last week and all. So you can like specify whatever you want to see. You can specify this week, last month, whatever you want to do, you can simply do it here. So let's move to the next part. So what is the order by? So I know like if I want to execute any query, you can execute and it will give you the result. But if you want to see that into sorted order in ascending and descending order, for that you can use the order by close. So let's see example for the account object again. I want to see the name. I want to see the industry. Okay, I just want to see these two column and let's execute this one. So if you see, I'm getting the name, but record, I just want to see the data should be come into the alphabetical order based on the name field. So what I can do here, I can simply type order by, then the field name. Then if you execute, you will see now I'm getting the data based on order by based on the name. So by default it is in ascending order, but if you want to use the descending order, you can use the DESC. So if you use the DESC, then I will get the account all the account in the descending order with the name. Let's execute this one. So now you can see I'm getting all the record into descending order. By default it is in ascending order. You don't need to, if you want to type, you can type ASC, but by default it is in ascending order. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. And now let's see what is the group by. So now, if you see this record, I know I have a couple of record in energy, couple of record in different industry, and I just want to see how many industry I have, and I want to see how many record I have in each industry. So in that particular scenario, you can simply group by the record with the field name. So let's see how to do it. I'm sorry. So I just added the name here. So now you can see it is giving you all the unique industry, what all I have. Previously, if you see, it was giving like a, 3 record in the energy. But I just want to show you the last query again. What was the error? So that we will discuss that in detail. That is something I was want to bring in front of you, so that if you are using the group by, it is saying you cannot use name should also be group by. What that's mean, and why it is saying like that? I cannot see the name by this, because if you see, I'm just grouping the fields here. So if I'm grouping the field with the energy and everything, then how the system will be show you the all the names and all. So it group by is basically used for grouping. And if you want to show some details something for that, then we have a couple of method like aggregation method and all. So I will show you what is the aggregation methods. Then we will come back to the same error whatever we are getting here. So let me show you what is the aggregation method. So we have a couple of method like average, count, distinct, max, and mean, and sum. So what is the use of this method? So let's see. Aggregation method is basically which work on the group, and which will be find all the like roll-ups and everything. So suppose if you want to see what is the maximum salary, or what is the maximum amount in the opportunity, and I want to see what is the high opportunity which where amount is maximum, minimum, and what is the average one. So if you want to see that one, simply go to the opportunity. Okay. So first of all, let's see the count one. If I want to see how many opportunity code I have, you can simply execute the count. So it will be give you the numbers of record I have. So this is the one aggregation function. Now I want to see sum of amount, like how many opportunity I have. I just want to like make the sum of all the amount of the opportunity. So click on the query, then it will be show you the total amount of the opportunity. But I want to see, okay, this is the total, and what is the minimum one? So now it will be give, this is the minimum amount. And if you want to see, okay, this is the minimum amount, and what is the maximum one? So simply you can use the max. So you can see the result here. So let's see what I'm talking about here. If you see here, we have the amount field. So the sum, so this is the minimum amount we have in the opportunity. So that what it is giving me the result, minimum amount, and what is the maximum one. So let me just sort it out, and you can see this is the maximum one, and sum is giving the total of all this opportunity records. So like that, it will be give me the result. Now come back here. There is something called count and count distinct. What that mean? So count will be give you the total numbers of count, and count distinct will be only count the unique records. If there is any opportunity where the opportunity amount is duplicate, then it will be not count that record as a 2, it will be count that as a 1. So let's see what I mean to say. So I just simply type count amount. So I say 31 records. But if I want to use the distinct count, then let's see how many record it will be give me. 21. Previously it was giving 31 because there are some record where we have the same amount. So if you see 270, 270, 270, so like that I have. So that's why it is giving me that 21. Now see, I want to see all this amount. So it is giving me the same error. But now let's see, I want to see all the amount with this one. So what we can do, we can simply use the group by field name. I'm sorry what I'm doing. Yep. Let me take another example. So I hope like this is done and we don't have any issue here. So let's see, I just want to see group by, I just want to show you the group by example. So you can see here, I'm just trying to show the minimum created date with the group by the first name and last name. Or you can simply say, I just want to see like any field, and if I want to group by, simply you can type the field here and you can use your aggregation function, and after that you can use the group by like this. So let's execute this query here. So just copy this query, execute here. So now you can see I just use the minimum date. So it will be found the minimum date here, and it will show the first name, last name of the contact group by first name and last name. But if you want to use like if you want to remove the last name from here, it will be give you the same error. So if you want to use any column with the with your aggregation function, make sure that that field should be group by. So if you don't use this field in the group by, it will be give you error. So make sure if you are using any field into the select clause, that should be part of the group by, otherwise it will be give you error. So if I will make a group by, so I have the record here. Okay, so now we have a we covered group by, we cover aggregation, and we have a having as well. So let's see what is the use of having. So now I know like let's see another example, one more example. Select, go back to the account, go to the select the industry. So we have all the industry field here, and I want to group by the record based on the industry. Group by industry. So it will be show you how many unique industry we have. But now I just want to see how many industry record we have. So I can simply use the count function here and click on the query. Yep. So now you can see I just group by the record, and I just want to see, okay, how many record I have in the energy, and how many I have in the hospitality, and how many we have the consultants. So now I have all the record here, but I just want to add some where clause here. I just want to see only those industry where we have a count greater than 1. So if I want to use any condition with the group by, then we cannot use the where clause here. if I will add the where clause, it will be considered the condition before making the group. But if you want to add any condition after creating the group on the aggregation function, we need to use the having clause here. So if we want to see count is greater than 1, then for we will not use the where clause here. For that we need to use the having clause. So simply type having count is greater than 1. It's mean having will be work on the aggregate function after making the group. But if you want to add any condition before making the group, we can use the where clause. So let's execute this query. So now it will be give me only those record where industry is greater than 1. So now it is not giving all the industry, it is only giving, okay, energy is there where I have a 3 record, and there are 2 record where the energy is blank. So if you want to add any condition after creating the group, we can use the having clause. So I hope we are clear with the having and the where, and we should keep clear with this doubt, like when we should use the where and when we should use the having clause. Okay, so we already cover order by, we already cover aggregation function, group by, and order by, date literals. Okay, so let's see what is the relationship and how we can get the data from the relationship. So we have example of account and contact. So we have 2 types of relationship. One is the parent to child and another one is the child to parents. So let's see how the relationship will be work here. So if you want to fetch any parent detail from the contact record, then how to do it? So if you want to get the detail from the child to parent, then you can use simply dot operator. Suppose I want to fetch like first name, last name from contacts. So let's execute this one. So now I have all the contact record, but here I just want to see account record as well and account name. So what you need to do, you just need to pass account dot name. So if you execute this query, it will be give you the account name as well. So now I'm getting one error. By default, the parent query will be disabled in your workbench. You need to enable that one. So go to the setting. This error you will not get in the developer console, but it is there in the there is some setting in the workbench. So I'm just applying that one. So make sure this setting should be enabled in the workbench if you want to use the relationship query. So let me check, couple of questions are posted in the chat window. If something urgent, I will cover here. Okay, most of the things are related with other stuff. So we will cover, I will check that in the last. So let's go back to the query, execute our query again. So I can see the record here. So if you want to see any field from the parent record, simply use the dot, pass the object name, and then type the another field, whatever you want to see, like account number. So it will be give you results. So now I can see from the contact record, I can see the account name, then account number. So all the details are here. So now we are clear how to get the parent record from the child. But now if I want to see something from parent to child, how to do that? Let's see. So I just simply created a very basic query where I'm just getting the name and account name from the account number from the account. Now I just want to see how many contacts are there with each account, and I want to see the contact detail as well. For that, you can add another query here. So here you can type like, okay, select the first name, last name from contacts. Here's one thing is that I did not use the contact. I'm using the contacts. So here I need to pass the relationship name, not actually the object name. So simply click on the query here. So if it is a custom object, make sure you don't need to pass underscore C. It should be underscore R. So I will show you where Salesforce is storing this relationship name so that you can directly refer that one from the object manager, and then you can use the same name from there to here. So now you can see I'm just fetching all the account record, and I'm also showing the contact record. So here you can see, okay, this is the account record, this is the account number, and these two contact I have here. So like that you can fetch from a parent to the child. So if you want to fetch any record from the parent to child, you can type the subquery like this. Or if you want to get the record from child to parent, you can use the dot annotation there. So here's the thing. So we already covered this part, how to get the data from the child to parent, and how to get the data from the parent to child. So this is something I already explained. If there is a relationship, then we don't need to use the custom object. We don't need to use the underscore C. It should be underscore R. And there was one thing I was talking about, the relationship name. Like that, I passed the context from where I got the context. So simply go to the object and search for the field. So this is the field, and if you go to the standard field, and this is the field, and this is the child relationship name I use. So if you have a custom object, make sure you need to use the same name to get the detail from there. And if it is a custom object, after that you need to use underscore R, not the underscore C. So that is the one thing we need to take care about while getting the data from the parent to child. So let's move back to the slide. And now let's see how to use the SOQL in the Apex. Okay. So we created a couple of query here, and now we want to see that in action. Like if I want to, now we are aware about what is SOQL and how to use everything. Now let's see how to use the Apex code. And we have only 7 minutes left. I will try to complete all the thing in 7 minutes. So you can execute, just open your developer console. Now click on the execute window, enemies window. Then whatever you want to execute here, simply type your code here. Like suppose I want to get the 10 account record and want to store into the list. How to do that? So you can simply how to get the data from the query and assign into the list. So let's see, list account, then pass the name of the list. Then if you want to get the data, simply type your query here. And now you have all the query data in this list. You can simply, if you want to debug your result, you can debug your result here in the system.debug. If you want to iterate your data, you can iterate like this. And now click on the execute. So now you can see I just query the record and I just simply printed all those record in the one go in the list, and one by one I can print like this. And there's a one more thing I just want to bring in front of you. Like I added the query like this. If you want to directly use the loop, you can directly type your query here. So you can also directly get the record and directly paint into the query. Now you can see all the 10 records are painted here. Now here I just want to cover one more point, that is like if I'm using that into the list, then what is the difference between using like this and if I want to use the record in the bunch of 200 batch, then directly I can use my code like this. So let me copy the same code here because we are already in the time crunch. So let me explain that particular piece of code, what we are doing here. So here I'm simply creating 3 record where I'm just passing the name as a YY. So I know I have a 3 record with the YY record with the name, and simply here I'm just trying to fetch all the record where the name equal to YY. And I just set my integer as a 0, and I'm just increasing that counter, and after that I'm just checking how many time my loop is executed. So here every time this query will be give me one record, and this like if I will get the 3 record, this loop will be executed 3 times. But what if I will get this record in this query, but I will not use the single account record, I will use the array or the list. In that particular scenario, this query will be return me the record in the batch of 200. So at a time when it will be execute, it will be give the 200 record to this, and then it will be execute accordingly divided by 200. So suppose in my scenario this will be execute 3 times, then in my query it will give me the 3 record only. So that time when I will print I will assigning the size to the G, as the size will be 3 because the record count will be the 3, but how many times the loop will be executed, that will be only executed once, because all the 3 record will become at a time to the list of account. So this loop will be execute only one time, but the record count will be the same, but this loop will be execute 3 times. So let's see that in action. Okay, where is my debug statement? Okay, I just added a set count did not match, it will be give you error. So let me print that count. What is the error number here? So let me, I just added the debug so that you can see the count here. System, I'm sorry. Okay, so I already created this record, so let me change the name here. So let me execute this one, and let's see the output here. So if you see, very first time it executed 3 times, and if you see the next time the loop was executed only 1 time, but the record count is the 3. So that's what I was going to explain. So yep, so let's shift next move let's move to the next topic, that is SOSL. So let's cover that quickly as we have only 10 minutes. So let's see what is the SOSL. So SOSL is Salesforce Object Search Language, and what is the use of that? So suppose if you want to fetch some data from the multiple object, in that particular scenario we can use the SOSL. So that is something with like your global search. So if I want to search with path to code, or I can say path to code, So if you want to search any record, let me open account record here. And if you want to search something with a multiple record, then how to do that? So let's move to the syntax first. So go to the query, go to SOSL search here, and here we have the three things. So let me show you what all we have here. So first of all is the find, what you want to find. Second thing, enclose, like where all you want to sign, and then another one, the what the result you are expecting. So let's see how to build the SOSL query. So let's say I just want to search with a part to code, and where in which all field I want to search. Suppose this is the really good advantage of SSL. If you don't know the field name, you can simply type the all field. If you have the field name, you can specify the field name here, and then you can specify in which object you want to search. I want to say, okay, in the account object, I want to search for the account, and I just want to see the result for the account, and I want to see the name, and then which all object you are looking for. And I can say, okay, I'm looking for account, I'm looking for contact, and for the contact, I'm looking for the first and the last name. So this will be search part to code string into the old field, and will return the account name and the contact name, first name and the last name. So let me execute this query. So if you see, with the part to code, I have with the part to code name, I have one account and one contact. So if you go and search in the global search, so it will be give you the two record. So one with the account, another is the contact. So this will be give you all the record which all contain the part to code in any field. It doesn't matter it is containing part to code in the first name, in the last name. I'm just saying, okay, it's all field means all field. So like that you can create the SOSL. So that is what I have in my list. So we have only 7 minutes left. So let me check the chat window, what all question we posted here. So Jitendra, you want to read the question or you want me to read the question?
So Amit, I don't see any question. So basically one question maybe you can like to cover is, what are the some tools other than Workbench to build a SQL query? If you can share, that would be great.
Okay. So which all tool we have? So to be very frank, I used to use the this one. Otherwise Eclipse is also there. In the Eclipse also you can do that. I don't have that tool in my machine right now, and I hope we can do in VS Code, but I never tried that one. But yep, there is a like a couple of things. You can also use the data loader to build the query in the same way. So you can use the export and also like that. There are a couple of tools you can use. So yeah.
Yeah, so Deepak has suggested dataloader.io.
Yeah, data loader IO is it's a cloud version of your data loader.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so one question, and that's a very good question, and I think everybody we will need to answer that, let's say. So Michael is asking, is there a way to query a list of all accounts which have name containing 5 characters?
Yes, we can do that. If you remember, we covered that particular thing in our demo where I say I want to see the contact name which contain 4 characters. In that first and last name I specify, but I was not aware about the total, I was not aware about the 2 character like that. So
Amit,
anyone of you can confirm me what should be the answer for that, because we covered that one.
Amit, can you quickly open that query if you have ready?
Yep, I don't have that query ready, but yeah, I can build that one.
Yeah. Just name, yeah. Anything will work.
So like that. So we were talking about the where, name, like. So I was just wondering, I should use the star percentage sign, or I should use the underscore. So you are saying 5 character, I can use 5 time underscore. Sorry, I don't have any record with this. I know I have with the 3 character. So I just added 3. So you can see I have this all account with the 3 character. Let me add 4 underscore. It will give me the old record where I have a 4 character. So like that you can check.
That's nice, Amit. Yeah, that's good to know.
So like that, you can, if you have the data, you will able to see. I just added 3 underscore. It will be give me the record with the name where we have the 3 characters. I don't know which all character I have, but it will be give the 3 records, 3
Right,
character record.
right. I really don't know what could be the use case, but yeah, that's a very good hack. Thanks.
So,
Let's see if we have any other question. So
and I use the workbench because if you guys don't aware how to build the query, so you can, if you want to use this tool, you can just simply copy this query and post it up, add it into your Apex code anywhere. So it will be more easy for you guys. If you are already aware about the syntax and all, directly you can go into a developer console and write your query here. So let me cover that part here as well.
right. Yeah, so normally I use developer console, and I think in the advanced sessions we are going to talk about query performance and the performance plan. That's where developer console comes handy.
Yep, totally agree with that. So I just selected the workbench because we just want to cover that one particular tool, as well as like if there is someone who don't know about how to build the query. So that tool will be really helpful for you to build the query for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it from my side. And let me check the chat window if there is any other question we have.
So one question is coming. 1 minute. Do we use this query in the form of stored procedure? Very good. So Nita, there is no stored procedure in Salesforce. Okay. And if one thing you guys, and we will cover again, in normal programming world, you have to write SQL. So let's say if you want to show data in Java or ASP.NET, you have to write class, you have to write connection class, you have to have a database string, database schema name, username, password, handle the connection pooling and all those stuff. All this heavy stuff is gone in Salesforce. No need of database connection or anything. Your database is available as either standard object or custom object. So that makes Salesforce a lot easier if you're coming from traditional programming background. So Michael, that's very good. There are some suggested Trailhead badges for SQL. I think we would publish those Trailhead badges maybe in our post.
Yeah, so this is the few of them, like you can try, like Apex Basic and the database. And there is a one which is really interesting one, database.NET Basic to this one. So in that, it will be talk about moving from SQL to SOQL. So these two modules are really interesting. So you can look into that one. One is the database and .NET Basic, and another one is this one. So we will post the link of this two module in our blog post.
Awesome. Team, any other question? So team, keep joining. Please spread your word that we are running this series, and if we get a good response, we have a huge line of MuleSoft integration. Okay, if we see it's a good response coming up, we will keep moving this 25 weeks to the integration weeks and all those stuff. Keep coming up your feedback. Do post on Chatter. Do post on your blog, Twitter, Facebook, and we really appreciate your help in just communicating this to everybody in your social media. Thanks everyone. Yeah, MuleSoft we will do. Don't worry. MuleSoft is coming soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.